Hey, what's up, Cowboys Nation? Welcome back to the channel. NFL Cowboys fam, if you love everything Dallas Cowboys and want the latest updates, rumors, and analysis, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications so you never miss out on all the action. We've got a packed show for you today, and it's going to be a wild ride. There are some significant rumors circulating about the Dallas Cowboys, especially with the NFL Combine just wrapping up and key players' futures hanging in the balance. Whether it's Osa Odighizuwa potentially landing a massive contract extension, Jourdan Lewis' uncertain future, or all the exciting prospects coming out of the NFL Combine, we've got all the juicy details. Cowboys fans, you'll want to stick around for the whole video because we're diving deep into how these rumors could reshape the Cowboys roster for the 2025 season and beyond. Let's get into it. First things first, let's talk about one of the most exciting pieces of news coming out of Dallas. Osa Odighizuwa, the promising defensive tackle, could be getting a huge contract extension very soon. Now, let's take a quick trip down memory lane. Osa came to the Cowboys in the 2021 draft, and ever since then, he's been turning heads on that defensive line. I mean, who could forget his breakout games where he was getting pressure on the quarterback, stopping the run, and even showing up in big moments? This kid's got a lot of talent, and the Cowboys seem ready to reward him for his efforts. Just take a look at these plays from the last 2 seasons. You can see Osa's motor always running hot. He's become an absolute force in the middle of that defensive line. He's racked up 8 sacks and 15 tackles for loss in just 2 years, which is impressive for someone still on a rookie deal. If you asked me, those stats alone should tell you just how valuable Osa is to the Cowboys defense. And the rumors? Well, it's being reported that Jerry Jones and the Cowboys brass are in talks to give Osa a contract extension that could be worth somewhere in the ballpark of $50 million to $70 million over the next few years. That's a massive deal for a player who is still developing, but when you have a player with Osa's potential, you want to lock him down before he hits the open market. Here's why it's such a big deal. If the Cowboys give him this kind of contract, it would further solidify their commitment to their defensive line. With Micah Parsons already serving as the centerpiece of the defense, Osa could become that next guy they build around. And with defensive coordinator Dan Quinn in place, you know he'll continue developing Osa into one of the league's top interior defenders. But as always, there are some challenges here. For one, the salary cap situation in Dallas is tight. While the Cowboys have made some moves to free up cap space in recent years, they still have to be cautious about how much money they allocate to players like Osa. Another concern is whether or not Osa is truly the guy to lock down for the long haul. The Cowboys have to weigh the risk. While he's shown promise, will he be able to keep up his high level of play consistently over the next few seasons? But based on what we've seen so far, I wouldn't be surprised if this deal gets done soon. The Cowboys can't afford to let a player like Osa slip away. Next, we've got another player whose future in Dallas is a bit more uncertain: Jourdan Lewis. The veteran cornerback has been a solid contributor to the Cowboys secondary since 2017, but the question is, will he be back in 2025? Jourdan Lewis has been an important piece of the Cowboys defense. Whether it's his ability to lock down receivers in the slot or provide leadership in the locker room, Lewis has consistently proven his worth. In fact, he was considered one of the top slot corners in the league before his injury. But here's the catch: Lewis is coming off a significant Achilles injury that kept him sidelined for most of the 2024 season. Recovering from an Achilles injury isn't easy, especially for a player who relies on quickness and agility like Lewis. And this is where the rumor mill starts to churn. Will the Cowboys look to bring him back at full price, or will they go in a different direction? In addition to his injury concerns, there's the salary cap to think about. Lewis is set to earn about $4 million next season. Now, that's not a crazy number, but with the Cowboys having several key players to re-sign and a tight cap situation, it's possible they could choose to part ways with him or restructure his deal. If the Cowboys decide to move on, they'd be looking at a pretty deep secondary already. With Trayvon Diggs, Stephon Gilmore, and young cornerbacks who are looking to step up, they have depth. So if Lewis isn't quite ready to go, they may decide to go with a cheaper option. On the flip side, if Jourdan Lewis can prove he's back to his pre-injury form, I think he could still be a valuable contributor to this defense. His ability to cover in the slot and make plays could be pivotal, especially in the playoff push. We've seen him make crucial interceptions and big plays, and the Cowboys could really use that kind of stability in their secondary. Alright, let's get into the fun stuff, NFL Combine talk. The Combine just wrapped up, and if you haven't been paying attention, you're definitely going to want to hear about these 13 players who could make a huge impact on the Cowboys moving forward. First up, we've got some defensive studs that could be perfect fits for the Cowboys. Jalen Carter, the defensive tackle out of Georgia, has been a top name in draft circles for a while now. He's a massive presence at 6'3" and 310 pounds, and his ability to dominate the interior line could make him the centerpiece of any defense. The Cowboys are always looking to get better up front, and Carter could be the guy to complement Osa Odighizuwa and Micah Parsons on the defensive line. Next, we have Tyree Wilson, an edge rusher from Texas Tech. Wilson has been a rising star throughout the Combine, showing off his strength and speed. He's the kind of guy that can provide a serious pass rush, which is something the Cowboys need to continue to improve upon. Imagine pairing Wilson with Parsons. Talk about an unstoppable duo. Now, let's flip to the offensive side of the ball. The Cowboys have some solid weapons, but we all know they could use more help at the wide receiver position. Enter Jackson Smith-Njigba from Ohio State. This kid is a stud. He has great separation, incredible hands, and a knack for making big plays. The Cowboys could definitely use a reliable receiver opposite CeeDee Lamb, and Smith-Njigba could be the perfect fit to open up the offense. And then, there's Bijan Robinson, the running back out of Texas. I know, the Cowboys have Tony Pollard, but let's be real here, adding someone like Robinson to the backfield would be an absolute game changer. His vision, power, and speed make him one of the most complete backs in this year's draft. The Cowboys could use that 1-2 punch of Pollard and Robinson to absolutely dominate defenses. The Combine showed us plenty of players who could potentially make an impact for the Cowboys. It's going to be interesting to see which way they go, but I've got to say I'm excited about the possibilities. With the right additions, Dallas could be even more dangerous in 2025. So, there you have it, Osa Odighizuwa's massive contract rumors, Jourdan Lewis' uncertain future, and the exciting crop of talent coming out of the NFL Combine. It's clear the Cowboys have a lot of work to do this offseason, but there's so much potential here. I want to hear from you, Cowboys Nation. What do you think about Osa's potential contract extension? Should the Cowboys give Jourdan Lewis another shot, or is it time to move on? And which player from the NFL Combine would you love to see in a Cowboys uniform next season? Let me know in the comments below. As always, if you liked the video, make sure you smash that like button, share it with your fellow Cowboys fans, and subscribe for more Cowboys content. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Let's go Cowboys!